As the 2023 MotoGP season gets closer, are you prepared for the back-to-back sound of the roaring engines, the smell of burning tyres, and the excitement of high-speed racing? This season, the competition is more intense than ever before as top racers push themselves and their bikes to the limit in pursuit of the ultimate goal, the World Championship. When asked who will come out on top, no one can tell for sure as the unexpected can happen anytime. But one thing is certain. The MotoGP world will be watching closely to see what unfolds. In today's video, we'll be discussing some of the changes that have happened and what to expect this season. So stay tuned to MotoGP Thunder as we explore what the 2023 MotoGP season has in store. If you're just tuning in for the first time, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more exciting news and stories from the world of MotoGP, as this season promises to be a wild ride. The 2023 season promises to be one of the most exciting in MotoGP history, as the calendar is set to grow with the addition of a new venue in Portugal and multiple events in Kazakhstan and India. Unlike other racing series such as Formula 1, MotoGP team launches are solely to display the team's colours, which would take place before and after pre-season testing on the 10th and 11th of February in Malaysia and the 11th and 12th of March in Portugal. Portugal will replace Qatar as the location of the opening round. The season will commence officially on March 24th to 26, 2023 at Portugal's breathtaking Autódromo Internacional de Algarve, before the championship moves on to the Termas de Rio Hondo and the America's GP in Austin, Texas. After the 1000th Grand Prix in Le Mans, the paddock will return to Mugello, the Sachsenring and Assen before heading back to Jerez to start the European leg. What has changed and what should we expect from the season? The 2023 MotoGP season will feature 21 races across Europe and Asia. This year's Grand Prix will feature a total of 42 races, due to the inclusion of a half-distance sprint race in each and every one of the 21 planned events on the calendar. There are plenty of potential rivalries and battles, with new events in Kazakhstan and India joining the grid. Kazakhstan signed a deal that will last for 5 years. It'll be the first country in Central Asia to host a premier category Moto Championship race. We could see the 14th event of the Grand Prix in Bharat held at the Buddha International Circuit in India. This season will also see the introduction of new teams and riders. Aprilia, for example, has just confirmed that both Aleix Espargaro and Maverick Viñales will return for the 2023 season. For the Ducati factory, we have the reigning world champion, Francesco Bagnaia, alongside Enea Bastianini. For the Yamaha factory team, the lineup involves Fabio Quartararo and Franco Morbidelli. Then for the KTM factory team, we have Brad Binder and Jack Miller as their racers. One of the biggest news stories this season is the departure of Suzuki, which, as expected, has left a huge void in the MotoGP lineup. Due to Suzuki's withdrawal from MotoGP, 2020 world champion Johan Mir and Alex Rins were left scrambling to find a new team. While Mir was quickly connected to Repsol Honda, Rins was first to sign for HRC, agreeing to ride for LCR. Soon after, it was announced that Mir will replace Pol Espargaro in the factory team, where he will compete to become Marc Marquez's first teammate to win a MotoGP race since Dani Pedrosa in 2017. Having said that, it's clear that the YZR M1 remains at the top of the class, and Yamaha has a lot of talent on their team. The question is whether it can maintain its lead in the title race as the season progresses. Morbidelli's departure from Tech 3 at the end of 2021 was a significant blow to the Monster Energy Yamaha team, but he could still benefit from a new bike, as he hasn't quite found his stride on the KTM in 2023. And with a track record like his, it's likely that the Yamaha team is hoping to capitalize on the experience he brings to their lineup. Raul Fernandez and Miguel Oliveira have both switched from Yamaha to R&F Racing. Honda has a new lineup as well, with Marc Marquez stepping up to the Repsol Honda team and partnering with Johan Mir. Suzuki has also made changes as Alex Rins moves to LCR Honda and Takaki Nakagami joins the factory team. As with engine development, aerodynamic fairing upgrades are also frozen for the year. There are just 2 designs allowed per season, with one homologated at the start of the year and another at a later date. This means that teams can't make any changes to their bikes during the year unless they have a technical issue. If they do want to make a change, they must apply to the technical director for approval, and it can only be unsealed once. Next up, we'll look at another notable change this season worth discussing. Is Jack Miller's exit from Pramac being better? The word better is frequently used in the context of motorsport, but it isn't always as easy to define as it sounds. Better is a thing or process that is more efficient, effective, or useful than an existing one. Jack Miller, who took the MotoGP crown by a country mile last season, has been making waves of late with his pronouncement that Ducati's top brass are left in the dark about his future beyond 2022, which he says is not an easy situation for a sportsman to navigate. Having been under factory contract at Ducati since 2018 and stepping up from the Pramac satellite team, Miller has enjoyed 2 wins and 7 podiums in his time with the Italian manufacturer. But despite his impressive record, Miller has been under threat from the likes of his apparent heir Jorge Martin and Gresini triple race winner Enea Bastianini. It is a sign of things to come for the Australian. With his current deal expiring at the end of 2022, Miller is set to move to KTM and join their Premier Class lineup. The Australian has had a successful tenure at Pramac. There is plenty of competition for the 2 factories at Ducati seats at the helm of the bike, and it looks like Miller's departure will be a blow to Pramac as well as a boom to the satellite team and their riders. It's no secret that the Italian manufacturer is in a transitional phase, but with a number of their top riders out of commission, it could be a tough time for them to find replacements. Will the Ducati factory team come out on top this coming season? The 2023 MotoGP season will see some changes to the Premier Class of motorcycle racing, and there's an interesting race for the title. With the new season set to begin late in March, the teams have unveiled their liveries for the coming season, and the one team truly gunning to take Ducati off their laurels is Red Bull Factory Racing. In recent years, technical regulations have been tighter than ever before, with manufacturers focusing on aerodynamics and developing rear-mounted winglets to help keep bikes stable under braking. These changes are expected to see further progression in pre-season testing this year. While Ducati has largely been successful in this arena, its superiority is the result of a number of ways to keep its bike different from those of its rivals. Instead of using the more common aluminium frames that other competitors were using, Ducati went with simple frames made of carbon fiber and a stressed member that was the engine. Because of this, they've been able to push the performance limits of what is considered a modern motorcycle. Their engines, for example, can be surprisingly strong and can handle high cylinder temperatures while still being powerful and small when fully fueled. Firstly, they have to pay riders in the form of wages and insurance, and they also need to provide equipment and technicians. This can be tough, especially since the factories are always trying to get the word out about their riders. But the question on everyone's mind now is, would the Ducati factory team be able to defend their title and come out on top? In some ways, yes. In other ways, no. Yes, there is a good chance that Ducati still win again this season. The reigning world champion Francesco Bagnaia has a lot of skill, experience and power, and the team has a lot of fast competitive bikes. But of course, all of this is just a guess, and there's always a chance that they won't win after all. One thing we've learnt, especially in the last few years, is that anything can happen in MotoGP. But one thing is for sure, all eyes would be on what happened. And there you have it, folks. The 2023 MotoGP season is almost upon us, and it's shaping up to be one of the most intense and thrilling seasons yet. Who do you predict will win the season? Feel free to share your thoughts with us in the comments section below. We can't wait to see what's in store, with top riders looking to battle it out on the track and new tech bringing the races to the next level. So you don't miss out on our next video, hit the subscribe button and smash the notification bell icon so you'll be notified when we next upload, and make sure to tune in to see the heart-pumping action unfold. Until next time, ride on and keep the wheels turning.